Hey everyone, this is Supraja,
This is Saujanya.
and we are not here to tell you what's right or what's wrong.
We are just two friends trying to understand and communicate our feelings a little better.
For a long time, expressing emotions wasn't easy for us, so this space is about learning, unlearning, and growing.
Because we may be living different lives, but we are all feeling something. Welcome
Welcome
to
to
our
our podcast.
podcast.
Let's talk about something that people often confuse solitude versus loneliness.
Yeah, those two get mixed up a lot.
Okay, so can I ask you something
Yeah,
here? Do you enjoy being with yourself?
now I do. But I think earlier in life, it used to make me feel uncomfortable or rather scary.
Scary, why?
I think I associated being alone with being lonely, but those two are not really the same things.
So, what do you think has changed now for you?
I think now I understand that loneliness feels more like absence, but solitude feels more like presence.
Presence.
Presence with yourself.
Okay.
So imagine this someone is sitting in their room,
Hmm.
scrolling through their phone, and thinking,
Hmm.
why is nobody texting me? That sounds more like loneliness, right?
Yeah.
But imagine someone sitting in a park, reading a book, enjoying the quiet. That sounds more like solitude.
So it's not about being alone, but it is about how you feel when you're being alone.
That's true. The interesting thing here is a person can feel alone even in a room full of people, and on
Hmm.
the other hand, a person can be at complete peace even in an empty room.
Yeah, you mean to say that the difference here, I mean, there is a difference between being alone and being lonely. So those are like two different emotions, right?
Yeah, that's true. But most of us grew up believing that they are the same things, right? To think about it, what if the problem here is not really about being alone, but not being able to be with yourself is the problem here?
Yeah, so do you see why that is a problem? Because from childhood, we have not been taught how to be with ourselves and what to feel when we are with ourselves, right?
Exactly. I think growing up, there was always something going on around us. For example, school, friends, family.
Yeah.
And whenever things got quiet, we had something in the background to fill it up,
Hmm.
like music or television. So at the end of the day, nothingness and quiet became something that's foreign to us.
Yeah, so solitude itself by itself is not uncomfortable, but since we were never taught about it, I think it grew to become uncomfortable.
That's actually very true, and it makes a lot of sense. What do you think solitude teaches us?
I think it teaches us to be comfortable with ourselves, our emotions and thoughts. So if we are constantly distracted by a lot of things that's going on around us, then there is no space for us to think or learn about ourselves. So solitude creates that space for us.
So what you said is actually harder than what people think.
Yeah.
But I also think solitude creates a space where you can ask yourself deeper questions.
Yeah, deeper questions like what do you exactly want from your life, your insecurities, or even how to handle certain emotions. So, suddenly, when everything starts to feel quiet, that's when you start opening this side where a lot of questions rely in, and these are the things that you've been avoiding all along.
Yeah, it's like you have to face everything that's been quietly sitting inside us.
Yeah.
And I also think solitude is one of the most beautiful ways where we can become more self-aware.
True. So I mean, once we start to become comfortable with ourselves, then our life experiences changes very much.
True, solitude actually stops feeling like loneliness and it starts to feel like a space where you can think, reflect, and just exist without any sort of pressure.
Yeah, I think it's high time we stop fearing solitude and we have to start welcoming it in our lives because it isn't isolation. It is a space for ourselves which we can reconnect with ourselves, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a way of having a healthier relationship with yourself and others.
Yeah, and when you say that, I want to quote something that I read somewhere earlier.
Okay.
So, if you don't enjoy your own company, then you start to look for other people to fill that void in you.
Yeah.
And once you start enjoying your company, start enjoying being with yourselves, then you don't look for others to fill that void, and
Yeah.
that's when your life actually starts to become real. I'm not quoting it as it was, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying how I understood that entire quote.
Yeah, I think I actually agree with that. Sometimes a same action performed by a person can be differentiated into solitude and loneliness.
Okay.
Imagine someone going for a walk, listening to music, reflecting on life. That sounds so peaceful, right?
Hmm.
That's like intentional solitude. But imagine the same person going for the same walk, listening to the same music, except this time they are thinking, why is nobody texting me? Why am I alone? Stuff like that. That
Hmm.
sounds more like loneliness.
I think it is not about the action that is being performed, but it is about the emotional thoughts behind that action.
True. So, loneliness is more about emotional disconnection with yourself, and solitude is more like emotional reconnection with yourself.
Hmm.
Now that we talked a lot about sitting with oneself can be solitude, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Does this mean once I learn to sit with myself with all my uncomfortable thoughts, and let's just say I know how to deal with them now, does this mean I'll never get lonely?
Not necessarily. So, loneliness is completely a human feeling, and it just means you want an emotional connection in life. So, I mean, there is nothing wrong in you if you start feeling lonely despite all the learnings that you have done.
Yeah.
So, yes, I mean, you can feel lonely even if you know everything about your life and you enjoy spending time with yourself, because wanting that hour for yourself and wanting a deeper human connection are two completely different human needs.
Can you give an example?
I mean, look at us. Life happened and we moved to a different country. We love spending time with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So all our routines involves just us, our hobbies, our routines, everything. We enjoy doing it alone.
Yet we still miss the familiar faces back home. Like we miss our family, we miss our friends, and people who are like huge part of our lives.
Yeah, that's where I was getting at. So wanting to have those moments with those people can make us lonely as well.
Yeah, that's true. Can you give one more example?
mm, let's just say there is a person who has like tons of friends, and the conversations with those friends would never get to a deeper level. It's always on the surface level.
You mean like a small talk?
Yeah, like very superficially. So they hang out, they talk, they go on to parties, but this person did not get a chance to have a deeper emotional connection with any of those friends, and eventually started feeling very drained and very lonely.
True.
So, enjoying solitude doesn't eliminate loneliness, it just helps us to handle it in a very healthier way.
True.
On that note, do you think sitting with yourself and your thoughts is the only way to be in solitude?
Not really. I mean, solitude is not about what you're doing, right? It's about whether you are at peace while doing it. I mean, to me, whenever I'm inside the water, I'm I feel completely peaceful. Like there could be 100 people around me or there could be no one around me. It will absolutely make zero difference to me because in that moment I am at complete peace with myself.
Yeah, I think this people can feel this at different places and different occasions, also while doing anything or nothing at all. It is very subjective.
That's true. Because someone could be lying on their floor and feel completely peaceful, and
Yeah.
someone could be watching the sunset and feel the same peace.
I am that someone. While watching a sunset, I completely forget whatever is happening around me, because that whole hour is just reserved for me and the view. You remember the place that I was residing previously that had this perfect view of sunset, right? I think that is the one of the moments of solitude for me.
I do remember that. And that's called intentional solitude. That's what I was talking about. All I'm saying is solitude needs to be embraced. And solitude is not just the space for you to explore yourself, but also a space where you can actually find moments like these that you will feel at peace. So the next time you find yourself alone, pause for a moment and ask yourself this simple question: is this loneliness or is this an opportunity for solitude?
Because one of the most honest and beautiful conversations that you can ever have are the ones that you have with yourselves.